Hey folks, we are going to take a look at another, I don't want to say classic, but it is an old kit. It is one of the only kits of this vehicle that is out there. It's the only one that I know of in 35th scale. And it happens to be one of the worst military vehicles of all time. But it is a cool piece of American military history. I have built this once upon a time, years and years and years and years and years ago. We're going to be looking at the 1/35th scale Tamiya M247 Sgt. York. This is a secondhand kit, as you might tell from the box, from eBay. I think it's probably one of the only places you can find this kit now. If you play Team Yankee, you can find it in 1/100th scale. I know that for a fact. I just honestly haven't looked for it in any other scale, so I don't know what's available in any other kind of scale. I don't know, what else you might find. But this kit is, it's basically if you're going to build it, it's one of the most prominent ones you're going to find. This kit is, not the most, it's not 100% accurate. It has some issues here and there, but it's about, I'd say, a good 85 to 90% solution on the actual vehicle. So we're going to do the unboxing of the kit, and as I start building, we'll talk about some of the history that goes into this. Dirty history, dirty politics, design fiascos, fun stuff. But let's take a look. Now again, this was a secondhand kit, so some of the pieces are already removed. The decals are not in this kit, so that's going to be okay. There aren't a whole lot of decals to go into this anyway, but old Tamiya flyer that came in it. There's a lot more Tamiya colors available today, but here's what we have. You just feel by the feel of the paper, it's pretty old. Instructions, slightly yellowed, but it's got your kind of standard Tamiya, a little bit of history about the vehicle. Standard kind of old school Tamiya type instructions. They identify what some of the components are as they go through it. Like, for example, they tell you here this is an air cleaner, gun mount. They tell you that this is the tracking radar, this is the search radar. A few things here and there, but for most of it, they just tell you these are parts, put them together. And the pictures, like all Tamiya directions, most of them anyway, are very true to what you're going to see in the model. Very clear, very easy to understand. No mistakes in part numbers versus, what you're actually going to encounter. So nothing like that. Total of 12 steps, not including painting, and like most armored kits, we start with the lower hull, suspension arms, road wheels, etc. Work our way through to the turret, and then we have our painting instructions. It gives you a pretty clear pattern, minus the right side of the vehicle anyway, for the 1980s Murdoch camouflage scheme. And what's cool about this pattern is that you can do any of the Murdoch schemes. You just need to know what colors to substitute for the two primary and then the two secondary colors. These obviously are in Tamiya colors, but you can find lots of online guides for these paint colors. I think Vallejo actually has a really good set for these colors. Other companies do too. So you can do virtually, any Murdoch scheme you want. But the two color schemes that this was really tested in was the, I believe it's Autumn Verdant and the Red Desert. I believe those are the two names for it, but I'll correct in text if I'm wrong. And then there's an OD Green scheme that you can do it in. You can even see, too, that there's not a lot of decals you really need. We can source basically all of them from aftermarket areas. What we're going to need to replace, though, are some radiation warning for around the radars. They're on there somewhere. I can't remember exactly where they go, but they both go on the turret. And from a, if I can't find them on 1/35th scale, 1/32 scale radiation markings from electronic warfare pods will work very well to substitute for the warnings that should be here. You can see them pretty well there. and there, identical markings, so they'll work out. This kit comes to me with some major pieces already off the sprues. So it's a lower hull from an M48A5. Looks like I got the remains of a little spider dead on my kit too. Great. Modified M48A5 upper hull there. And there's a piece broken off right there, actually. I don't know if it's in the box. It's just a small post that goes right there, so I can recreate that out of some spare plastic. That's not a problem. Lower turret, upper turret, they will fit together like so as we build this. I believe that these are the same pieces that you would find in the Tamiya M48 kit, because the entire lower hull on this, the entire hull itself basically is the M48 hull with some differences on the upper deck plate. So pretty much, I expected if you looked at an older M48 kit, these are the sprues that would be in there as you build, you know, your suspension, your wheels. There's a couple small parts, or just one small part, and this connects to the return rollers on top. Two of these identical no, they're not identical. I take it back. This would be used if you were building a tank with a fording kit, spare track links, road wheels, various little parts that go all around, part of the suspension. This has more road wheels, return rollers, suspension arms, yeah, just all sorts of stuff for the lower hull. Rubber tracks. And then these are parts that are primarily concerned with the construction of the M247 as opposed to the other M48 parts. Oh, look, the decals were in this bag. I still don't know if they're any good. I see that one of them is very cracked already. At the very least, we'll have to put a top coat, clear top coat over that. I'll probably just source other decals. If I can make these three up here work, great. If not, no problem. We can replace those. We've got our poly caps here for inside the road wheels and to put the hull together, but I'm going to glue it anyway. How old does this look? Wow, in 1984, but that's price subject to change. Never mind, because this is probably not, I don't know. Wow, price subject to change after January 1st, 1984. I have no idea how old this is. Wow, okay. Look at that. Here's a sprue that those large pieces came on. So these are a selection of parts that build up the upper hull. These are radar parts over here, parts for the turret. This is the gun mount. These are the actual gun barrels right here. I'm pretty sure this is a standard Tank Commander figure. Smoke launchers, storage bins. I mean, nothing cosmic here. So like I said, there's not a lot of stuff to build up on this vehicle. It's a very simple vehicle to build. And like I said before also, it's fairly accurate. It's really one of the only kits we're going to find in this scale. So it should be a fun project. If you're into modeling gross military failures, this will do. America has not had a whole lot of mobile anti-aircraft gun systems post-Korea. This was an attempt at a very technical, advanced, modernized one that has a long history and was a big embarrassment. The reason this is an important subject and the reason that it really plays a big part in American military history is because this was one of the projects that really led us out of what a lot of people consider the dark ages of the U.S. military procurement system where the military would throw billions of dollars into systems, no matter how bad they were, just to in the Cold War, just to flood the battlefield with numbers and say, look, we have this system. Yeah, it doesn't work, but we have it. So tell the Russians we have it, and hopefully they will be scared of it. You know, Sergeant York looked much better on paper than it ever performed, and sometimes even the performance of it was exaggerated or flat out lied about to try to push it through. But we'll talk about that when we get to building it. It's a pretty funny story in some parts. So there is a quick unboxing and look at the Tamiya M247 Sgt. York. It's a shame that his name had to be put on this terrible, terrible vehicle. Here's some quick views of the box itself. This is the tropical version of the Murdoch scheme. Very dark OD green version. I hope you guys will be interested in watching the build on this and hearing some of the history as we get started. Thanks for joining me for this unboxing. Curious if you guys have questions, comments, anything you want to say about it. As always, please feel free in the comments section. And we'll start construction on this guy real soon.